Hi, welcome. I'm Jessie Walters from Charles Rutenberg.
And I'm Shannon Minch.
I was going to say, and today Shannon's joining me, and we're talking about real estate, and we're talking about basically spring and what to do in spring and all that spring brings. But first, before we get started on that, I wanted to show you what we have available as far as listings and houses right now and land and all sorts of good stuff. So I'm not sure which one we're going to start with, but we can start with actually La Quinta. I just wrote a contract this morning, but I can still show you guys to give you an idea what's available this one's in Pasco. This is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and it is $197. It's a villa located in River Ridge or Tall Pines area. And that one, like I said, I just wrote a contract on the way here, so that'll be showing as pending, but it's $197, has one of those little cute little windows. Now this one is almost basically you're going to redo it, but it's stored in time because you know what it is? It's these people had this house for like 10 years and they're going back and forth and they're on vacation and they'd come here and they'd stay like a month or two and they'd go back and they'd stay. So everything's in really good condition, even though it's like locked in at like the 80s, you know?
It's a little bit of a time capsule.
Yeah, exactly. That's the word. Yeah.
That's good. You can go in and update it exactly how you want.
Yeah. And also there's nothing covered up in here. There's nothing, because sometimes I think when people fix it up real quick, they kind of paint over everything and it's kind of a mess, where this is like your, definitely you can put all new flooring in, and she was going to put new flooring in and new paint. And I'm like, you don't know what color someone's going to like,
right.
you know? And then when you start doing that, then it does turn into kind of like the wormhole of, okay, now we got to do more and more and more to
if you give a mouse a cookie, he's going to want a glass of milk. It just keeps going and going and going, right?
Yeah. So even the tiles in the bathroom are nice. Everything in there is nice. And it's so funny because I had the pictures done in this. And even though it is like a time capsule, like you said, it was, the pictures were not, I don't know, you couldn't really see it and stuff. You couldn't see there was a little back porch and stuff like that. So then I had my other photographer come and actually do the second set of pictures. And so you can see like the little back slab.
It looks like it backs conservation. So that's nice. You've got privacy back there.
Yeah, it's really nice. And there was a huge owl back there when I was doing the listing and stuff. I mean, we're talking like 2 foot, like this massive owl. And so you can see it's a corner to end. So you don't have neighbors on the side. Although those are pretty, the walls between are thick. So you're not going to really hear the neighbors on the other side, but you only have the one neighboring. And you've got double carport. Storage area. So, and there's one where the storm was coming in. I took that one because I was like, let's see if my new camera is as good as the photographer. And so I kind of mixed them in there. And then I had my photographer, for some reason, she's great, but she did like turbo on there. And I was like, we need to just don't act like me. You need to slow down. You need to take some good pictures here. So then we got the aerial shots. And this sounds funny, but this one has no clubhouse and no community pool. And she took pictures of a clubhouse and community pool.
And you're like, that's a different community.
Yeah. So I got the call from, I guess, a neighbor or something. Because when you load them up, I mean, we're like machines, realtors. We're like, we just load it up. And so you look at your pictures and you're like, wait a minute, aerial shots. Because I was just like, that's an aerial shot. And then I got the call, hi, I forgot her name. I wouldn't mention her name on here, but she was like, you have a picture of a pool on there. This does not have a pool. That's false advertising. So within like 5 minutes, I got called out on this pool. Yeah.
Woo!
So I had
You're like, whoops.
Yeah. So I wrote in there the description, no community pool, no HOA center, no clubhouse.
But I bet because of that, the monthly
it's like
HOA are pretty low.
It's like
See, that's great.
$191. Yeah.
That's great.
I think you assume that people know that, even because the aerial shot even shows like neighboring houses, their pools, everybody's. Yeah. But it shows Starkey Ranch too. But Starkey Ranch isn't part of the actual HOA. You know what I mean? But anyway, I scooped those pictures up, and then we have let's see, I have Madison 5920 Madison. This one is rented out. 5920 Madison, Newport Richie. This one is rented out. I'm pending right now. I'm like, where's that?
There it is.
Cue the pictures. And that one is a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, and it was, I think, $1,350 or something like that. It's close to Main Street. And that one should be off the market. Look at the toilet is even in there. Oh, and look at that beautiful bathtub.
Okay, well, Yeah, I mean, the bathtub is this one is also a bit of a time capsule.
Yeah, it's original.
But are those terrazzo floors?
Yeah.
I live for a terrazzo floor. I'm not going to lie. If I see them, I get so excited. I just want to like
shine them up
and make them incredible. I love terrazzo.
So I decided to make these pictures look as terrible. So when people get there, they're like, oh, this isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Well, this is a bargain. So that's pretty much, and it has all new appliances now. So we had to take some of the time capsule out on there. And then we have Lakeview. I want to say it's Lakeview land. I have a couple, probably 3 on the land. Fairview. Yeah, thanks.
There it is.
It's a long day. It's morning for us here, but still, I like Fairview. So anyway, this one is part of a very controversial right now.
This is the one.
Yeah, this is the one. Mm-hmm. So basically, it's pending right now, but this one, I might have to tell you guys a very long, drawn-out story next time. I just have to verify that we listed it and it's fraudulent. So
like the seller.
The seller is not really the seller. So we've asked for IDs and passports and all that to verify and it doesn't look like that's going to happen. It looks like the seller is a fake seller out of Africa, but pretending to be the seller. So, anyway, this one we'll probably have to tell you guys a long drawn out story after, but we have to verify everything. So that's kind of a sad story on that one.
Yeah.
And so then, you have one too. Right?
I have one. Yes. So my other listings have gone pending already. So I just have the one that's currently active. We did receive a contract on it this morning.
Oh, nice.
But
and this is the one that you wrote the contract on this morning?
Yeah, I received a contract. We are not under contract. We're still going back and forth in negotiations. We just did a huge price reduction on this one. So it's listed at $495. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, corner lot pool home in Safety Harbor.
Yeah.
So to get a pool home in Pinellas County under $500,000 is pretty remarkable. And it's such a cute house. It's in a great location. It's literally 3 miles from downtown Safety Harbor. It's about 6 miles from downtown Dunedin.
Nice.
And so it's just such a cute
I love it when they do that
house.
That kick, the kick plate there where they put it. So because the kids just ruin that, they put that on there. That looks so good. In person probably looks better, but because the kids, they sit at that bar if you have kids and they just wear the back of the bar out and they put that little.
Oh, I have little footprints all over my
and you
my
have
bar.
To keep painting it. You have like 20 layers of paint.
Yeah.
And that's pretty too. That
my son makes me crazy with that. This gentleman does not have kids, but so it's in nice, beautiful condition.
You got Manland right there.
Yes. Yeah. And you've got his in-home gym. He's a triathlete. He does like Ironmans and stuff.
Nice.
So him and I run together.
Oh, okay, cool.
He's been wonderful. He's helped me. I just ran the New York Marathon in November.
Nice.
And he's actually done like a lot of work with me with training and stuff like that. So
cool.
He's been
I have
awesome.
the what's it called? The training sessions I go to. She does the Ironman. She's like they sponsor her and she does all the sponsoring stuff. She does all rehab and everything like that too. So I can like hook you guys up to run, or if you have rehab, or because you hurt your leg, right?
Well, I had a stress fracture in my femur when I ran my race. Yucky. I had literally a half broken leg. Oh.
Yeah,
and I ran 26 miles on it.
I told her the story, and she was like, "What? Oh no!" She was not happy about that.
It's not easy to get into the New York Marathon. Yeah. I was not. I'm not running it.
Yeah.
My ortho looked at my we had to do an MRI, I think, with contrast, a couple weeks before the race. And he saw the report and he's like, "You're going to hate me. I'm going to tell you not to run." And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Well, let's just look at the images. Let's look at the images first." And so we pulled it up and he's like, "Yeah, it's definitely breaking." But
probably not best thing to do.
Well, he was like, "I don't think it's going to break during the race."
I don't think.
So that's literally how my ortho's awesome though.
Yeah.
But no, I ended up running it with a half broken leg, and I had to modify. I had to do run walk intervals for it because we were afraid if I was just pounding my femur for 26 miles, it was going to break all the way. And so I had to, modify. I didn't get the time I wanted. It is what it is. But I ran the New York Marathon.
That's
and
awesome.
with a broken leg, if that tells you how tough I think I am.
So she just did the race this weekend, St. Pete, with the wheelchair and got like second place in her age group. So,
Oh,
like,
really?
she's like, yeah. I ran against her before. I remember seeing the back of her head for about at least like, I don't know, like a minute or two.
Yeah, and then it was just gone.
Bye.
But yeah, he trains with me. We're actually going to be moving him up to one of the lagoon communities so he can, because his job transferred him like way up north, and he wants to be able to practice his distance swimming for his triathlon. So we're going to get him up into the lagoons.
Oh, that's good.
So he can
That's a good way to
practice on acres and acres of open water.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Yeah. So you wrote a contract on your one in the lagoon then, right?
I did, yes. We went
good.
under contract on my one in Epperson. I went under contract on my condo in Sarasota.
Good.
And then this one, we received a contract this morning.
Okay.
And so we're not under contract yet, but
Negotiations.
and then I have another one coming up in St. Pete. It's not in historic Kenwood, but it's literally like across the street from historic Kenwood.
Oh, that's good.
And I believe it's a 3-2 going
Okay.
live probably in the next month or so.
I
They've
have
been doing
one
work on
in
it.
Land O'Lakes, 4-bedroom. Hopefully, I'll get them to list it today because I'm taking them to Ruskin, and then and so I'm pressuring them to let's list your house.
Yeah.
But they want to look to make sure where they're moving. And
know
they've been working on stuff, and I gave them the list. I walked through. I was like, paint that and do that, and then they were like, but they asked me, so it wasn't like I was picking on them. So Land O'Lakes, 4-bedroom. So that one's coming up, and then what I was going to say, we have a couple extra. I have some lots still that are available that are legit. I know the owners on these.
The owner's not a questionable fraud.
Yeah, he's not a fraud. Northport, Petunia. That one's a nice lot, and you can see like a little canal there and stuff too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it has like the easement back, but it that has a bunch of new construction homes, and that's a nice lot, nice price. Still, basically still a nice price on that. Then I have one other lot, and I want to say pretty much everything I have is under contract after Broad Circle. Oh no, you know what? I have Broad Circle lot, and then I have 9334 State Road 52. I have this one, the tire shop on State Road 52. This one is $450,000, and it comes with the business. Or if you don't want to do the business, the building is on State Road 52. It's a great location right next to Dunkin' Donuts and stuff. And that one is available. And you can see that tire with the fire on it. That's worth $450,000 right there.
Yep.
And so you pull in the driveway, and when you pull in, you can either go left to the tire shop or right to Dunkin' Donuts. So if you like Dunkin' Donuts and you want to open a tire shop, it's a twofer because you're going to be able to walk right across and get your coffee and then come back to this great tire shop. And I've had inquiries on this, and there's a lift in there, so it's ready to go if you want to do like a mechanic shop too. That one, and you can kind of see there's some aerial shots there. They got tires for days right there.
Yeah, it's a lot of tires.
That is a lot of tires. And then it's right across from 5A, and there's McDonald's you can see in the back. There's a car wash across the street, right across the street from Wawa, walking distance to Publix. So it has a lot of, it's a great location.
Yeah, a lot of visibility.
Yeah, a lot. And I have another one coming up too, another mechanic shop in the next week or two. I have to stop on the way out of here to see where that's going to be. So I don't know why the mechanics, they're all like, let's sell. So I'm like, okay, let's do this.
Like, all right.
Yeah. And then I have 20 acres on US 19, which is also known as Commercial Way in Brooksville/Weeki Wachee. That one's 1.5 million, and it's 19.2 acres. But I want to say only part of it is buildable on that. So it's priced for like 10 acres instead of 19.2.
Got it.
Because of all the water and stuff around it. So it's like a little island and stuff. And then as far as, I also have a home in Newport Richey coming up, and it's on pretty good, I want to say it's on a half acre. And that one's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. That one's coming up too. And that one's going to be in the $300,000 range. So and the one in Land Lakes too, that one's going to be under 400. So Amanda the rental is pending. It says sale pending, but it's rental pending. Look at that beauty right there. It's absolutely gorgeous. And it has new blinds, fresh paint, and it also has new appliances in it too. But that one, by the end of the week, should be off the internet too. And as beautiful as it is, it's going to be off the internet. And then I'm trying to think what else we have, but I think that's pretty much. You have any other ones coming up?
As far as listings go, just the St. Pete one right now. But everyone's always like, "Oh, the market's slowing. The market's slowing,"
Yeah.
and I'm like,
No, I know.
I'm slammed.
I know.
So
I think it's a myth. Well, because I think Florida has a beat to its own drum anyway, and then it's like a
we do what we want.
Yeah, because everybody wants to retire here. We work where you vacation. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And we live where So So I had someone stop me yesterday, and they said, "Well, isn't the market crashing?" And I said, "I haven't seen it. Right? Have you?"
No, I mean, I think houses are sitting on the market a little longer. There is more inventory, so it's taking a little bit more time. We're seeing a few more price adjustments. Sellers are willing to negotiate a little more.
Yeah.
So it has slowed from the chaos that it was for the last 2 years.
Right.
But
True.
For us, people are still buying, people are still selling, houses are still moving. And so it doesn't seem to be a bad time to buy or sell for me.
Yeah, and it's been when they were talking about the price adjustment, I found like it was 10% is what I saw, like prices go down. So if you were at like 500, like when they would list, you'd be like, okay, I'm at like 450 now. So it was kind of like a 10% thing. And then I had like buyers say, well, if I don't see a reduction, let's wait because everybody else is reducing. But I just had this one it's under contract and it hasn't been a week, so it's been 5 days. But anything under, I think 300,000 right now, just
Still flying.
Yeah, just runs off the shelf and stuff. Yeah.
I mean, I had a listing that closed in December and we broke a record in that, and it's a villa community. So it's not like there's a lot of variance to the homes. It's either like you have a 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom floor plan. We broke the record in that neighborhood by like $65,000 in December.
Oh, wow.
And it was beautiful. Like the sellers had incredible taste and it was updated very nicely, but we're still breaking records in some communities.
Yeah.
But I think that sellers got so used to putting something on the market, you do an open house and then opening weekend, they have 20 offers. Yeah. And it's like, the times they are changing. Like that's not the situation now because we just have less buyers in the market.
Exactly.
But there's still plenty of buyers out there and stuff is still moving and people are still making great profits on selling their homes.
Yeah, true. Yeah, and there's still, as far as there's still a low supply, which is still keeping the prices up. So I think Florida, like I said, has a beat to a different drum, But we're going to take a quick break. Everybody stay tuned and we'll be right back. Hi, welcome back. I'm Jessie Walters.
And I'm Shannon Minch.
And we're from Charles Rutenberg. Thanks for staying tuned and staying with us. And we're talking about spring and what happens with spring. And we were talking about, so I'm talking about spring cleaning and spring stuff. And then I was talking about be careful, turtles crossing the road. Cause I always go
I always save the turtles. I pull over, stop traffic. I go pick it up. Everyone's like, don't touch it. I'm like,
I got this.
I grew up in these swamps. I'm
yeah,
good.
Yeah. And then you always take it in the direction it's going. And I had somebody going, don't turn around with the turtle. Go the way. Because if you turn it, it just does it again, tries to commit suicide again. So you have to pick it up and take it the way it's going.
Take it where it's going.
Yeah. So, okay. So there's a turtle update. So you guys know how to save turtles now. You're welcome. And then, so we were talking about snakes. And
this is my jam.
Yeah. Okay. So, and I was surprised that you were like, heck yeah. So I had a customer, we're showing houses. And the little girl, I was talking about this the other day. Her name is Penelope. They call her P. She's really cute.
Yeah,
she's like,
you told last time I was here, we talked about
and
her.
she picked up a snake, and it was like this big. She was trying to pick up a snake, and I was like, "What are you doing, honey?" And if it's poisonous, they say the smaller or the more of a baby snake can't control its own venom. So I told her the little story because I was like, I don't know if it's poisonous. I don't want her not on my run. Not on your watch. Yeah, I'm like, ain't getting bit by a little teeny snake. So so we made her not pick it up, but she was trying to pick it up. So now is snakes are out.
Yeah, snake season.
Yeah, so you got to be careful if your shoes are outside your front door in Florida. You want to take them, and for recluses too. You want to take them, you want to squeeze them, you want to shake them.
Spiders, I don't mess with.
Clack them together. Yeah,
but snakes are my jam.
Yeah, so.
But we only have like a couple of venomous snakes in Florida. There's only like, I think 5, maybe 6, but one of them isn't anywhere near here.
Okay.
So it's like, as long as I can identify, and even my kids, like I teach my children to like identify the venomous snakes in Florida. So even my 8-year-old can say, yes, that's a cottonmouth. Yes, that's a coral snake.
Oh,
like
wow,
he can identify them.
Yeah.
That way he can go play and chase whatever critters he wants.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel.
Yeah, like this.
But the coral snake, though, I think those are the little ones.
Yeah.
And they look
red and coral? They're coral and gray?
No. The corals are red, black, and yellow. But so a scarlet king is red, black, and yellow.
So what's the little saying?
Okay. So the little saying I can never remember. So I have a different way to remember. Right. Except for I always screw it up. So if ketchup and mustard touch, it's a coral snake.
Oh.
Easier. It's easier than the stupid
I like it.
red and yellow kill a fellow, blah, blah, because you're going to screw up the colors.
Yeah.
And that you'll be in a panic like, is red and yellow killing a fellow or is red and yellow? I don't even know.
Isn't it? Oh, no, that's, here we go. Look at that.
See,
so what is that?
So
that's ketchup and mustard.
That's ketchup and mustard touching. So that's a coral snake.
Oh.
So that's not a scarlet king. A scarlet king looks really similar to it.
Yeah.
But the red and yellow don't touch. And there's always like morphs and variants. Someone will be like, oh, you can't go by one identifier. But which is true.
Yeah.
But in general, if red and yellow are touching, don't go near it.
Fellow.
Don't go near it.
Red and that doesn't mean okay. And so this one's
that's
not.
a scarlet king, and you can see that the black is in between the red and the yellow.
And I feel like they get killed a lot.
They do because people think it's a coral, and it's not.
It's sad.
And snakes. Some people are like, oh, snakes, but they keep the rats away. They keep the mice away.
True.
Like they keep all of the little critters away that are multiplying in spring too. You know. So
there's all sorts of. So usually too, if you have like a termites come back and rats come back. So if you had a infestation, I know a customer, they had a mobile home and they have rats that seasonally come back in the spring and stuff, which is crazy.
And they can do so much damage.
Yeah.
Like
underneath to the fire, whatever it is, I want to say fiberglass, but the insulation stuff underneath the mobiles, they get in there.
Well, they can eat all the wiring and electrical and cause like pretty substantial electrical problems.
Yeah, true.
So you don't want to kill like your friendly black racer.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's eating those mice. But when cottonmouths, or water moccasin, it's the same snake. When they get older, they actually turn pretty black when they mature. And so people see a big black snake and they might think, oh, it's a black racer, and it is not a racer. It's a cottonmouth.
So cottonmouths look, because their heads are a little more triangle, right?
Yeah. They look like a pit viper head.
Yeah. So they look. I mean, and they're aggressive too. They look fierce, like with the bigger ones, because I live on a lake, and I only saw one. Gosh, and that is another thing with water snakes. Water snakes and moccasins look very similar too.
The banded waters.
Yeah. So
banded waters, okay, so that's a banded water snake. That's not a moccasin, and you can tell by the lines on the lower jaw. And then they have like dopey googly eyes.
Oh, okay.
versus a water
You
snake.
got to get that close to see if they got googly eyes.
Well, you can see. Can you pull up a water moccasin? Can we do that?
Cue the water moccasin.
Cue the water moccasin, because that was a banded water snake. So, see, I told you I love some snakes.
Yeah, that's why I was like.
But you don't want to kill those guys because they're nice, right?
My brother can just grab a rattlesnake and just pick it up. And I say, don't do that.
No, I have no desire to do that. Okay.
Oh, yeah, that one looks, well, they look mad.
Right. And you can see this one has like the black Zorro mask over its eyes. It doesn't have those vertical lines on the lower jaw. And this one is kind of dark. They also can be identified as like a bullseye pattern.
Okay.
But as they get older, they turn pretty black. Mm-hmm. And so another thing you can kind of see is moccasins almost have like a ridge, like their body is like fat and like almost ridged at the top. Okay. And the water snakes don't have that. The black racers don't have that. So even if they're black,
one floats, I think the one floats on water and one goes underwater. I think that's what so
I've seen like water snakes will keep their head kind of parallel with the water and be on top. Whereas like the moccasins will almost elevate their heads to like a 45-degree angle. And even if they're on land, like you'll see them with their heads at a 45-degree angle.
Yeah.
But these are all, again, my little disclaimer.
Yeah.
You can't use one identifying marker.
Yeah.
And, but you'll get used to like spotting them. And there's actually like a, what kind of snake is this Florida group on Facebook?
Oh, okay.
And so people will see something and post it.
That's awesome.
And
everybody's got their jam.
Right. I love reptiles. That's my thing.
So if a customer has a snake or something like, I'll hold it, or the lizards. I like lizards a lot. I don't mind. Like
we have geckos in our house.
Yeah. So if I'm showing a house and it's vacant, I'll grab, the lizards and stuff and put them outside. And the people are like, "Oh, why are you doing that?" Because it also smells like death too if you let just a little lizards in there. But so also not only in your shoes, but they're showing rattlesnakes like in planters, like where it's warmer. You know what I mean? Because it's in between that cool and the hot spots right now. And I had a story of a customer told me that they had stopped their car because they wanted the rattlesnake, the actual, like its body, and they were going to, take it and they were going to cut it up and they were going to keep it. I don't know why, but they were going to, so this rattlesnake was dead in the middle of the road and they stopped to pick it up and to throw it in their car and as, I guess, like a trophy type thing. And it's alive. It's just sleeping because it wants to be the heat because it's a little colder and it's sleeping. And so they get bit by a rattlesnake and they have to go. Yeah. They have to go and get all the shots and all that stuff.
So that's a Eastern Diamondback right there.
So if you see that, just run it over. Don't stop. Just kidding.
Just like they have relocation people too for venomous snakes. I'm like, don't kill them.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
I'm such a hippie. But no, that's an Eastern Diamondback. We also have dusky pygmies and they're small and they're like gray and maroon. And I think there's like a rat snake that looks kind of like them.
The same. Yeah, the false looking one. Yeah. Yeah, isn't that weird? It has like one that is the poisonous one, and then they have like a fake that looks so close to it.
But yeah,
did you hear? I don't know if you heard this, but on the radio they had there was a nuisance alligator, and the alligator trapper, they got it, and then they taped his with duct tape.
Oh, and then
it got loose.
Yes,
and now he's been.
They found him with his mouth duct taped shut.
Yeah, his mouth has been duct taped for like a month, and they can't catch him. I don't know if they like 2 days ago they hadn't gotten him.
Yeah, I saw a story about it.
Yeah, isn't that sad? That's sad because now you're hungry and you got your mouth, taped shut. I mean, sometimes I need to have my mouth taped shut.
Same.
But I feel bad for after a month, it's like, how
is he going to eat? Yeah. I mean, reptiles can go a pretty long time without eating, but still like, I'd hate to see him when he gets that off his mouth.
Yeah, he's going to be mad. Mm-hmm. But so spraying, again, so when we go to alligators, you want to be careful of the alligators too. You don't have your little dogs close to the water. You always see that guy, it's always on the news.
With a cigarette in his mouth and he goes and gets his dog and he just pulls it out of the water.
I watched that video so many times. I kind of cried at the first time I saw it because I was like, the dog is going, arr, arr, I was like, oh my gosh, poor little dog. And then the guy's like a hero, just, a cigarette or a cigar or something.
Yeah,
hanging out his mouth.
That's Florida man for you, like not even phased.
Yeah, I was thinking about that because we live on a lake, and I was like, would I have done that, or would I just run and pull my little dog like a kite? You know what I mean? And I got an alligator. I think I don't know. Yeah. I had to go back
know.
in the house and get a gun and then run back. But then animal activists are, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not going to be happy with me talking about shooting an alligator. And I don't think that's the way to go. But I'm thinking they have my puppy.
I feel like you just like bonk it on its nose or something or poke it in the, I don't know.
They say in your eye, they say there was a guy who got pulled under and he did the eye thing.
Yeah.
And
it's effective.
He lived to tell the story.
But
I don't think I'd be that calm where I'm like, okay, now I'm being pulled under. Where are your eyes at? You know what I mean? I don't think I have that. I don't think I have that in me.
I don't know. My friends say I'm going to die like Steve Irwin because I'm just like, I live on the water. Not like I don't technically live on the water, but I'm out paddleboarding all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, I mean, I have a healthy respect for wildlife.
Yeah.
But I'm also not like very fearful of it because
Yeah.
I've just grown up with it my whole life. So I'm like, yeah.
That's why I said
my friends are like, you're going to die like Steve Irwin. You need to
Undercover
stop.
reds. That's what I say. Undercover rednecks. Even though we're not, we are kind of.
I grew up in these swamps.
Yeah,
That's what I
me
always
too.
say.
I grew up in Florida. I'm always like, I can make it. Or what's the, like, I think when you grow up in Florida, you're like, what's worst case scenario?
Yeah.
It'll be all right.
I'll be fine.
Yeah.
I've been through
Fine.
worse than that.
That's how I pulled my hamstring water skiing.
Oh,
Because I
really?
was like, I water skied a million times. But, you know, I think because when you start doing yoga and stuff, you're like, I'm always, I'm always good. And then, no, not so much. Not so much. No.
I don't know.
Very
I
sad.
like going up to the springs and stuff. Do you ever go up to the springs?
Yeah.
I love it. Well, I mean, there's so many.
Yeah.
There's like Weeki-Wachi,
Yeah, I
there's
love
Homosassa,
Weeki-Wachi.
Silver Springs, Rainbow River is like my favorite.
Yeah, Rainbow River is nice.
You've got Crystal River not too far from here.
So I did things like I did a show on like things to do, like basically less than $50, less than $100, drive. And so I had all the springs, a lot of different springs, but Rainbow River, my stepmom lives like probably like a half a mile from there.
Rainbow's
So
probably my favorite.
Yeah,
I
wish
love
could.
Rainbow.
That's one of those places I'm like, I wish I could find a foreclosured lot and just
know.
pull a little camper there. And the same with Weeki-Wachi too.
Yeah.
But it's so busy now with all the tourists and stuff there.
I try to always go during the week.
Yeah.
If I go paddleboarding during the week, there's not as many. It's not like all the weekend warriors that don't know how to maneuver a kayak.
So I did.
No offense
I climbed
to
up
weekend
the
warriors.
the thing Weeki-Wachi, the tree, and jumped.
Did the
in.
jump out?
Yeah,
You're
I did
brave.
the
I
jump
won't do
out
that.
with like a bunch of 12-year-olds who were like, "Look at the crazy lady up there," and I was like, "I got this." So that's how I get myself into trouble with and I've done the rope swing and always just like those videos, always let go.
Yeah.
It's always best thing to let go, even when you land in like 4 foot of water and you're like,
You're like, oh, that was not a good choice.
"That was fun. I had a great time. It's totally worth it."
But the manatees are still up in the springs right
yeah.
now.
Yeah, they're awesome.
So they're awesome, and it's. I don't know if Three Sisters is still closed, but
Yeah, it was.
They
They
close
were
it-
redoing it.
well, they close it in the winter for all the manatees that come in.
Yeah.
But it might be back open now, and there's just like hundreds of manatees in there. It's
Last
crazy.
time I went to Three Sisters, there's like a log you go under or whatever. I don't know if it had just fallen or what. Anyway, my husband went under there and lost his wedding ring.
Uh-oh.
And so we're like, oh, and literally a snorkeler, because you know how clear it is. Snorkeler came by, picked up the wedding ring. It was like, because he seen us looking, and I was like, oh my God, it's a miracle. And I feel like it was, but
Yeah.
He's probably like, darn it, all this jewelry I just found, I got to give this one back. But yeah, that it's beautiful there. And again, spring is out, so the manatees are going to be there. If you have a boat, make sure you're being, real careful.
Yes.
If you're inland,
No wake
definitely.
speed in those
Yeah.
areas.
Yeah.
I see people like flying through, and I'm like,
I know, it's like, no, all the things you're not supposed to do, and they're doing it in this boat, and you're like, I'm not judging you, just be careful. You don't, and especially with the Weeki-Wachi, because it's
so windy.
Yeah, it's so short and everything. It's hard. So they're driving too fast, and their engines are spinning over.
I had a guy who was coming downriver, and we were paddling upriver on Weeki-Wachi, and he was going way too fast, and he literally hit my daughter
Oh no!
with his boat on her kayak.
Oh.
And my daughter at the time was like 11.
Oh no!
Like, she's like a kid. Oh,
Yeah.
Mama Bear
Yeah.
came out. I was not kind about
Like,
that.
hey.
I had a lot of choice words for that guy. But because it's just, you shouldn't do that. And with manatees, this again, with all my little animal disclaimers,
Yeah.
you can't touch them.
Yeah.
You cannot touch the manatees. They can come up to you. They can touch you. They can, weird like floating potato bonk into you if they want. But you cannot touch them.
Yeah. So when they say swim with the manatees, they mean like you're standing there and they're swimming around you.
Correct.
Don't go try to jump in.
Do not touch
them. But they do jump in. I see people, there's a manatee and they're out their boat. I'm like, oh no.
Well, and if they're like standing in the water and the manatee comes up to them, it's fine.
Yeah.
But you just can't instigate the contact.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll get yelled at by literally everyone on the river, and it will be like the most rookie move ever.
Yeah.
And everyone will judge you.
You're new.
Yeah,
well,
everyone will judge you.
You know, when you go there is to put the one car at the very end of the truck so you can have you go to the top at Wikiwachi. First you drop that car, then you go take the truck. You need 2 trucks. And then you drop this one, you put the things in, and then now your truck's here, your canoe's here. You go down and you get your other truck, throw the canoes in, and you take. So if you have 2 trucks, it's best. Or
we Uber.
You get in the you Uber.
We have someone. We go up with one vehicle, and then we have someone come grab us on an Uber, and then like drive us back to our car. And the other one just stays with the paddle boards. Yeah, and then we take the truck.
If you rent them, they have the big thing where you get in with the van with all the people, and you're like, I'm always like, they could be abducting us. We don't even know these. We don't even know if we're in the right vehicle.
Right? Yeah. No, yes.
I get like a whole bunch of tourists. Like sometimes, like I'm too excited. Like 8 of them. 8 tourists. We got 8 tourists. Well, at this age, if I got human trafficked, it's kind of I better not say that on this, but it's like a compliment in a way. I'm just kidding. It's not a compliment. It's
almost
horrible.
got human trafficked a couple years ago.
Oh my God.
I'm
I have 2 daughters and it's very serious. But I'm making light of it.
It almost happened to me a couple years ago. I'm like, I'm not even the demographic for this.
Did they mark your car or were they?
No, I honestly... How much time? We only have a minute left. This is a to be continued
Okay, this is your minute. This is your minute. It's your time to shine.
I was at Home Goods and some guy started talking to me at Home Goods, and then he got very weird and was like wanting to take selfies with me, and I was like, this doesn't make any sense. Like this interaction doesn't really warrant a selfie, but I'm kind of a people pleaser, so I was like, okay, and I took it, and then I'm like,
you're like, I don't know.
Well, anyway, he ended up following me through the checkout, insisting on staying with me all through the checkout.
Oh no!
I then ran to the bathroom and hid in the bathroom for like a half hour.
Oh my gosh.
Freaking out. Like he was trying to get me to come see his house because I told him I was in real estate. But he had 5 seconds before that told me he just bought the house. And I'm like, well, you're probably not in the market. So it's just like all of these red flags.
Yeah.
All the stuff he told me he was there to look at. He didn't even like look up when we were kind of like walking and talking.
Oh no.
So I was just like all these red flags, right? So I run in the bathroom. I hide in the bathroom for 30 minutes. I wait for a male employee and I'm like, hey, sir, I don't want to be crazy. Will you just like walk out to my car with me? And he's like, sure. Well, the guy was waiting out there for me.
Oh my God.
And when he first saw me, like the guy who was walking me out was like, just like a step behind me. When he first saw me, he was like, hey, there you. And then he saw a guy with me and he's like, just shut up and kept walking.
Oh, wow. That's
And I was like, that picture probably went out to people waiting to kidnap me and put me in a trunk in the parking lot. Like,
dang it.
At the time, I was like 39, I think, 38. I'm like, I am not the demographic for this.
I look younger. It's like a compliment, even though it's so scary, really. I make fun of everything, but it is very scary.
Yeah.
So you guys sit tight. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. I'm Jessie Walters.
And I'm Shannon Minch.
And we're from Charles Rutenberg. Thanks for joining us. We're talking about everything today, but we're talking about spring and all the animals and how not to be abducted and then and what snakes are poisonous and what listings we have. And it's actually we're
It's a
kind of all
free-for-all.
over the shop, but yeah, but it's good. It's good. So we were talking about just different things to do with spring and stuff. And obviously, if you feel like someone, I mean, we were just talking about, if you feel like someone's following you, women's intuition, most likely you're right nowadays, you know, and there's lots of weirdos out there. And don't feel, you can always call 911 or like you said, call the manager. One time I was at this is totally, I wasn't being abducted or anything like that. I was in I was going to get, it was my birthday and I was in one of those suits where you sweat out all the toxins and I was all locked up in this suit at this tanning thing. And the best thing to do is like how you got the guy.
Yeah.
Well, so anyway, I could hear like the electrical pop and then the whole thing turned off and I was like in this suit. So I was trying to reach my phone. So I reached my phone. I go, hello. And the lady's like, hello, can I help you? And I'm like, yeah, I'm in room 4. And I think the suit doesn't work. It's not working.
It's malfunctioning.
So I walked out of there. It was my birthday. The suit's broken. They told me I could go to another spa. I was over it, but I was locked up in this thing. And the best thing is to, they're there working. They're there to help you. If you're in the bathroom, you can call the actual store and be like, send somebody to the bathroom. It sounds kind of weird, but
Well, I just luckily like the stock room or the back room, employee room, whatever, was like right across from the women's restroom.
Oh, that's good.
And even like it was so weird. The guy, once I realized he wasn't going to buy a house and it was getting sketchy, I was like, all right, I'm going to go. And so I was like, I've got to go. Look at the time. And he's like, oh, I'll come with you. He ends up following me through the checkout line. Oh. And then they've got all the numbered registers. It dinged. I walked up. He walked right with me.
Oh my gosh.
He said, we're going to be 2 transactions. He starts putting all of my stuff on the counter.
Oh my
And he's like, this is my wife. We're going to be 2 transactions. I looked at that lady. I was like, I have never met this man in my life. Like, this is not my husband.
Remember that when the police come.
Like, what is happening? But
That's so scary.
But luckily I kind of heard someone coming out of the employee
and they helped
room.
He stayed with you.
And it was, when I was in the bathroom, good. Like
that's smart.
Talking to my husband, like,
help me, I'm trapped in the home goods bathroom.
Aaron, I'm too friendly. I don't know stranger danger. Yeah, it was a whole thing.
My new best friend's out there waiting for me.
Oh, he's trying to put me in a trunk.
Yeah, I hate when that happens. Dang it. Yeah. Well, sometimes I'll, as realtors, I think we have to be more careful too, more cautious because, there's that fine line. Like I had one that called and he was like, hi, I have this house for sale, or I had a house for sale in Tarpon. And he said he's going to put his house for sale and he wanted to see it. And he led with, I'm a surgeon. And which is like, I don't usually, like, I'm thinking if I'm a surgeon, I'll call up and go, hi, my name is Jessie Walters and I'm a surgeon. Like, I just felt like that was a red flag.
Yeah.
And it ended up to be like an alert for the realtors. This is like 5 years ago. It was like an alert. And he was having realtors pay for lunch for him and then trying to, I guess, start like a relationship with each realtor, which was inappropriate. Yeah. So he would be like, I'm a surgeon, let's discuss this house. But I got such a red flag. I was like, you need to send me your driver's license over and a pre-approval or your proof of funds. And then he dumped me and went with other people. Yeah. And so then he made the news. So I was like,
really?
Yeah. And they'll send you, it'll be, if you actually look it up for us, you'll see a whole bunch of realtors, stuff like that with realtors that doesn't make the news. The private alerts, like they'll send you a message, like the board of realtors will be like, alert because of, some weirdo wanting to see.
It's just crazy. Like it's such a fine line. I joke that I don't know stranger danger. Like for me, like, strangers are just friends I haven't made yet. Yeah. And but it's also part of our job, right? Like we're always networking. We're always trying to meet new people, trying to get our name out there because there's like a bazillion agents. So if someone does have a need to buy or sell a house, like you want to be
friendly and
be that person that's top of mind. But it does put us in some compromising positions. Like we're meeting men at vacant houses that we've never met before. Yeah. And it's so I don't know. I get paranoid about it. I'm always paranoid that I'm going to end up in a trunk now. That's a thing.
I have what my husband makes fun of me, but he's like, I've never met anyone who sleeps with like nunchucks beside their bed. That's what I do.
All right.
I took karate for a long time.
Is that like really your weapon of choice? You're like, there's a home invader. Let me grab my nunchucks.
You know what it is? Because like, I feel like sleeping with a 9mm is a good choice too. But if you have kids,
right, you can't.
Yeah, you can't. You don't want to have a loaded 9mm. Like in the same spot, you would have some nunchucks.
We are getting real Florida today.
Yeah. Florida realtors gone wild. So yeah,
between our guns and our snakes, it's just
snakes. She'll hit you with the snake, and I'll hit you with a pair of nunchucks.
Yeah,
but so I had him out last night. My husband's like, you scare me.
Not like a baseball bat, like nunchucks.
Because it has that little rope in between. I was like, this at him, you know.
If I did that, like you were talking about not being able to see, like, and be calm in a situation with a gator to find its eyes. Like if I had nunchucks, I would be like,
yeah,
and it would literally
hit you in the head or
hit
something.
me in the face. I would knock myself out. And
they have training ones that are rubber, so you can really practice with like the rubber chucks. I used to have those too when I was like 15. So my kids are like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, like I could do all that.
I'm literally crying. That is so funny.
I could do all the. Don't ever underestimate me.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah. So, but anyway, we were talking about spring and talking about self-defense.
Yes.
And do all that, especially if you're a woman. So I was telling people, spring cleaning, time to open the windows up, get the fresh air in, unless you live in an area where there's high pollutants and stuff like that. It's so funny because you read like different spring tips and it's like, but be careful with air pollutants, but we're, so, want to declutter, which if you move every couple of years, you find out that you naturally declutter because you don't want to take all that crap.
Right. Yeah.
But if you're not moving, that's when spring, you want to take and clean out your old stuff, your old makeup, your old, clothes you haven't worn, and
kids' toys, all things.
Yeah, exactly. That's fun throwing out kids'
toys. Well, and it's like I know my community does a community garage sale every spring.
Yeah.
I'm the HOA treasurer, so we just scheduled it yesterday at our HOA meeting.
Oh, good.
And so we try and team up because we're like 250 houses, and then we're attached to another community with I don't know how many houses they have, but it's a pretty decent sized community also. And we try to schedule them at the same time, so we kind of blast it out for everyone, and it gets. So
you can go buy other people's junk. You can declutter your house and make room for other. No,
I'm like, get it out of here. I don't want your junk either.
I look at stuff and I'm like, oh my gosh. Like I have a customer right now and she has this old chest and it's kind of falling apart and it's dilapidated, but so cool looking. Yes. She's like, do you think I should throw this in the garbage? I'm like, no, I think it's worth at least $20. And I'm like, what am I doing?
$20.
Can I have it? And my husband would be like, what are you doing with this? Why'd you bring this home?
I really like mid-century like light fixtures and stuff, like these time capsule houses that you showed. Like I love a mid-century modern house, and when I show them and it's like you're walking into a time capsule and it's all original, I'm like, if you buy this house, I want that light fixture. That light fixture,
when you throw it like by the garbage or in the garbage, just call me, I'll come get it.
It's stuff that like everyone else would be like, oh god, this needs to be updated, and I'm like, it's so me pretty. Gold. Yeah, I love it. I
got a chandelier. My husband's like, oh, this chandelier is so old fashioned. It's all lead crystal, and I'm like, this is like Kardashian. This is what we want at the front door. So we put it up. I had it all like redone and shined, and they charge like a fortune to even hang those suckers up because they're scared
heavy.
So we had it all whatever, and that thing I got for free. And I see them in people's garage sales, like lead crystal. We're talking the massive ones that should be like thousands.
Yeah.
And so when I went to, I think it was Hyde Park to have them repair it because no one does it in Pasco. You drive to
fancy places.
Yeah, I had to be uppity when I got there, and so I went in there and the same chandelier was like $6,000 in there. This free one I got, and the huge one that was at the other people's yard was like $10,000, $11,000, and they're all done up, and you can see them, and they're old looking. They don't look like they're brand new off the presses. They look like old antique.
Yeah.
The cheapest one I seen was like $3,500.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I was like, well, we're in style.
I know. I love those things.
Yeah, they're pretty.
Just like I want all. The
things. Prettiest one I seen was in this neighborhood called Aristida, and the lady had them coming off sideways chandeliers, small chandeliers in the bathroom, and she had, and this is weird for a bathroom, but she had all mirrors on the beautiful mirrors on the ceilings with these chandeliers. And I was like, gosh, it looks so, the bathroom was like a little princess bathroom. It was so pretty. Sounds really tacky, but it was really pretty.
You know, there's this like style, like decor style called moody maximalism. So, you know, we've seen minimalism for so long.
Yeah.
But like maximalism is a lot of that like antique-y, moody, eclectic.
Yeah.
You know,
nice, yeah.
And so I've been kind of going down a rabbit hole with that lately.
Yeah, you're like,
I
this
love
is
it.
good. This is
Yeah,
good.
it's fun.
Yeah, because they'll put all modern and then they'll throw an antique in there and then pull it in with some. Yeah, it's nice.
I love it.
So it's saying that the blues are coming back in. So you guys see my
Nice.
blues?
Moody blues.
Yeah, so blues are, and I feel like these were in last year too. The blues, the blue couch, just randomly in there.
Yep. Blue on blue on blue on blue.
Yeah.
It's very
So throw that blue wall.
mono. What's the word I'm thinking of? It's like, it means like an all one color palette.
Yeah, so
Mono.
because they had the
think of
accent
what it
walls
is.
for so long, but they're actually just painting the whole room blue.
Yeah.
It seems like a lot, and just be careful. No Walmart blue. Don't make me.
No.
No Walmart blue.
No.
Just a regular nice blue.
I have a
Or-
big like dark green wall in my dining room.
Oh, that's probably pretty.
moody.
Yeah. Yeah, and round furniture they're saying is in style too, which is so what's round furniture?
Getting very like mid-century modern. We're
Yeah.
seeing a lot like mid-century stuff.
So here's one. Oh, you guys can probably see that one. This is like a blue. Get your blue, and then you got the round.
Yeah.
Oops, wait a minute.
That's like very mid-century
Yeah.
inspired.
Yeah. So that's what's in style. So make sure your house looks like that if I'm coming to sell it. I'm just kidding. Yeah. So, and then you have the spring decor, which they're saying, like you put the white comforters on, you go
Light
back
and
to,
bright everything.
yeah. Yeah. So, and then if you want to add like your fresh, like florals or fresh blooms, they're saying to that's nice and crisp. If you can keep them alive. If not, you can put a nice fake plant like this one. I thought it was real, but it's not. You can put some fake plants. Just don't water them.
Touch them. It's fine. It's fake.
Just to make sure it's okay. But at first I did, and I even had my contacts in, but I did. Oh, here's the round ones. Look, 10 home decor trends. And that was the round. That's really round furniture, right?
Yeah, that's super round.
Yeah. So it's like that one reminds me of the outdoor type of look.
Yeah.
But that one's inside. But they have all those basket looking chairs and stuff too.
Which I do appreciate those.
Yeah. And indigo, which is what we were just saying with the blues. And
I would love my house to be very like mid-century Miami.
Yeah.
Like Art Deco, but still have kind of the like tropical feel to it.
yeah, you need a big
what I
gold
strive for.
chair, Miami.
Oh, I love gold everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything.
A big gold chair in the middle of a blue wall and then like another blue sofa.
I have a lot of
Yeah.
green and pink, like dark green and pinks in my house.
Yeah,
it
that's
looks
nice.
very Miami-esque.
Yeah.
like like 1950s Miami.
I like that look though. It's a nice look. Well, and too, because you get the people that were like, I just want a neutral color, especially in the new construction. They have all neutral colors.
Everything is like grayish on
Yeah.
grayish on grayish on
Yeah.
grayish. It's like they can't commit to gray or beige because
Yeah.
you don't know who's buying it.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's grayish. Everything is grayish.
Yeah, so they have the right now I have one that's pending and it's like that gray, gosh, what's it called? That it's like almost a green gray. It's like a shoot, I forgot the name of it. But anyway, it's not that you could walk in and go, I want, winter or whatever. Because
Right.
people, unless you get that exact like Sherman-Williams or whatever. But anyway, the whole color is like this gray, beigey green color. It's a nice color, but it's a commitment,
Is it like agreeable gray?
Yeah,
I
it's
paint
like
everything agreeable gray when
Yeah.
I'm listing, and people are like, "What color should I paint this wall?" I'm like, "Agreeable gray,"
Yeah, most popular right now. The
because
grays
it's
are still.
such a neutral, and it can go in either direction.
Yeah. I had one. He has a chalkboard wall for the nieces and nephews, and it's like this huge chalkboard wall. And I was talking about this last podcast, and it was like what should we do? Do you think we should paint it? And it sounds mean, but I'm like, yeah, you should paint it because even though as fun as that is with flowers and I love you and all that, if someone walks in, they're just going to think of it as it's not their, stuff.
Yeah, it's not personal. It's
Yeah.
too personalized.
Yeah, exactly. So it's almost like having your family picture up with, number one, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Aunt, uncle, pictures, drawings, and it's all chalk. And I'm like, just, it sounds bad. Paint it. So they just sent me a picture. It's painted.
That's good.
Yeah.
I had a back before I was on a team, And we had gotten this listing that was in South Tampa, gorgeous, adorable house, great location. It was priced reasonably and it was not selling. And I was not the primary agent on it at the time because I was working on a team. And I went to do an open house there. And for the record, I absolutely love the wife. Like, she's like probably my most favorite person I've ever worked with. But she was like such a free spirit. And I got there for the open house, and there was nude breastfeeding and maternity photos all over the house. And I love her, and I love her free spirit, and I love her body positivity.
Put it in the drawers.
The house was not selling, and I couldn't believe the agent I was working with didn't say anything about depersonalizing. Right?
Yeah.
So she finally called me, and she was like, "Why isn't my house selling?" And she's like, I talked to the lead on the team, and I'm not going to name him, but I talked to the lead on the team, and he just tells me what I want to hear. And I know you'll tell it to me straight, Shannon. So I was like, well, I think we need to depersonalize and, declutter. And she's like, I don't know what you're telling me. Like, what are you saying? Just spell it out. And I was like, the nude photos have to come down. The nude photos have to come down. And she was like, she couldn't even, she didn't even remember that they were there.
Yeah.
We got them down. We covered the nails and stuff with other artwork in her home, restaged it. It sold that week.
Isn't that crazy?
People
stuff that you
cannot
don't
see themselves there.
So I had one in the picture of the, she had a painting and it was her topless. And so it was this big. So I told her, you got to take it down. So she said, okay. So she took it, almost the same story, but not. Listen to this one. She takes it and she turns it the opposite direction, puts it in her garage, right? But there's a garage window. So I'm outside the house and I look in the window and all
you
can
see her
is
naked.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. I was like, oh man, now I got to tell her we can still see you,
Yeah, I'm all for self-confidence and body positivity. I live for it. If you want to be naked in your own home on the wall, go for it. I love it. But when you're selling your house,
not so much.
People will not be able to see anything other than yourself naked. That's it. That's all they're going to see.
And if you come to the door, because I've had customers too, come to the door naked, the people just want to get out of there too. You have to, they come to the door with the towel. And then you're like, and they're like, oh, sorry, I forgot about the showing. Yeah. And then they just want to get in and out of the house. But you guys, if you're buying or selling, let us know. I want to thank our sponsor, Freddie Rapina from Opta Financial. We want to thank him for sponsoring us today. And you guys have a blessed day, and we'll meet again next week.